Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden. And today we're going to be doing two very different things. We're going to be decorating the back shelves for Halloween and we're going to be installing 5 new shrubs on the side yard. It is one of my favorite times of year and I'm so excited to deck out this portion of our kitchen. This is the area where my kids eat all their cereal, where we play games together, where they do their homework. And so this is always a really fun area. It typically is in all of the videos that I do inside for you all. So I thought this might be fun to kind of just show you guys what I do. My collection of Halloween items is varied. A lot of these collected over many years. A lot of them are vintage items. I just absolutely adore collecting different things like that instead of just going to buy everything at a big box store or something like that. And I really love to do a very detailed area over here because I like for it to feel like a witch's laboratory with lots of potions and pumpkins, and I love to mix in all of my house plants into the area because I think it all kind of works really well with that whole idea of a witch's laboratory. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed getting a little bit of a peek into my Halloween decor inside. You will see this decor popping up in future indoor videos, but let's get out to the gardening area. Okay, we're over here on the side garden, and typically I would not do this work at the heat of the day. The heat of the day is only in mid 80s, so it's not too bad. However, my son has a baseball tournament this weekend and he has morning games. So afternoon it is. We've got plans for the evening. So I've got the two original trees I was working on. This one right here is the Golden Falls Redbud, and this one right here is the Carolina Sapphire Cypress. So these were the two main focal points that I put it in. Now I'm going to be adding 5 additional shrubs, only 4 varieties on them. So let's talk about these individual varieties. I'll bring them over to show you guys. Okay, this first variety right here is a wintergreen boxwood. This was purchased from, I believe this one is from Lowe's. Yes, this one's from Lowe's. Okay, so this is a wintergreen boxwood. The reason I chose another boxwood is that I've got them in a few other places throughout the garden, so I thought this would complement each other really well. The mature size of this one is 3 foot by 4 foot, so 3 by 4 by 3 by 4. Its cold hardiness is to -20, -30 degrees, so that's really good. It's not hardy in zones 1 to 3, but it is on all the other ones. And so I'm really kind of looking forward to it. I'd like to shape it into a round shape. I started with this kind of a smaller look to kind of give me a better idea. I'll put the price below because I don't recall the price at this exact moment. Oh, I lied. It's right here. It is $19.98. So happy with the price. Now I've purchased 2 of this variety. This is a soft touch compact holly. And I've got a couple of these similar, kind of like pixie holly is what I typically call them. I've got them in the front, so creating another 2 in a different portion of the garden kind of helps the garden stay more cohesive. This guy gets about 2 foot by 2 foot, so it's really great size, not too big. Wanting everything to kind of stay smaller in scale in this area because I'm going to be tucking in a lot of kind of taller perennials towards the back. This one is hardy to 0 to -10 degrees, so it's not hardy in zones 1 to 5, which works for me. And this guy I got for $11, so $10.98, and I bought 2 of these. Okay, this next one's pretty good, pretty cool in my opinion. This is an arborvitae fire chief, and I don't have a ton of the information on here, so I'll try to put the information below or just take a minute to kind of do a voiceover with this. One great thing about this plant is it doesn't need a lot of pruning to maintain its shape, and I am really excited to see its kind of bright gold in colors, especially during the fall. I do love how this is so soft to the touch. Excited about this one a lot. Okay, and then if you were along for my Callaway's trip, I purchased this Abelia Kaleidoscope for $34.99 at Callaway's. This guy, its max height is about 24 inches. Its max width is about 36 inches. It blooms during the summer, which is something that I've been wanting more of. And it is good to -10 degrees, so it's hardy to zone 6. It can take full to part sun. The one thing I chose this one for is it has interest throughout all seasons. So bright, yellows and greens in the spring, summer color, fall color turns a darker red with these blooming flowers, and then winter a deeper tone as well. So I'm really excited to get this one into place as well. Now, as you can see by the setup, I've already kind of pre-placed over here. So I've got the wintergreen right here, boxwood. So he's going to kind of be a little bit offset right there. I've got the arborvitae, which is going to be right about there. And then I've got the 2 mini hollies in front. They're going to kind of have a little bit more of a mounding effect right here. And then I've got the Abelia to the right. So I think this is a good spread out. Still have a nice big space in the center. I'm kind of thinking about adding some type of spirea right here, but I haven't made up my mind. And I didn't want to rush to put in a bunch of stuff that I wasn't quite sure about. So I wanted to take my time. So we're going to start with these 5 shrubs and get them in. I'm going to start by digging out their holes. I'm going to be adding in some compost and some plant tone, and let's get that knocked out. Okay, so now I need to add a drip to each of these locations because just because I have the drip lines coming through doesn't mean there's actually a drip to this actual plant. So I'm going to be working with a button dripper, and these are 1 gallon per hour. I'll put a picture up there so you guys can see what it is. And it's super simple. All I'm coming through is my existing punch, getting a hole punched in, popping in this emitter, and then using a spike to hold it right at the base of the plant. Easy peasy. So maybe knock out these other ones as well. Okay, I'm also going to lay out some mulch in this area. I still have perennials to plant here, but I want to go ahead and get this in and spread out. The perennials that I'm planting aren't like massive, so it'll be super easy to just move the mulch around, move it out of the way when I'm planting. Okay, I like the final look. We got the winter gem boxwood right here. It's made by 3 feet by 4 feet. So you can imagine it filling in this space. We got the arborvitae fire chief right there, 2 to 3 by 2 to 3. I've got the soft touch compact hollies. They're about 2 by 3, but they kind of spread a little bit more low, and they're going to be pruned more as like a hill instead of rounded. And then a little bit more wild, I've got the kaleidoscope abelia right there. So I'm feeling really good. There's still lots of cool places. I still definitely have room back here for some type of feature, something or other. Not sure what that's going to be as of yet. Maybe it'll be an annual. It might be really cool to put like some king tut grass there, something fun and funky. And then I'm going to be tucking in a lot of perennials that I want shooting up between the shrubs here. Have annuals across the front, but it's looking really good. The next part is installing several perennials that I got from Bluestone. And then after that, I'll be installing another series of perennials and annuals from Proven Winners. So still at least 2 more videos on this guy, and then we should be wrapping him up before we get cold weather. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, getting to have a little bit of peek of some of the decor inside my house and seeing the next installation in the side garden. We're really excited. I'm going to be installing perennials in the side garden tomorrow, and so that'll be the next video coming out. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.